You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I've got your weekly spoilers for June 30th through July 4th. Steffy is terrified for her life, and Liam gets absolutely awful news about his brain tumor and his cancer prognosis. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you are not following us already, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it with the action coming on Monday, June 30th. It's season 38, episode 197 of B&B. So Sheila is very concerned about Will being over at Luna's place, and she's telling Deacon that this is typical Spencer male behavior. It reminds her of when Bill lied to Sheila, told her that he loved her and he wanted to marry her. And kind of the same thing, Will's telling Luna he left Elektra and wants to be with Luna. But you know what? Will was nowhere near as convincing as his father was. Maybe it's all the years of, being the Spencer stallion that prepared him for that role. Because Bill was actually sleeping with Sheila. He was doing sexy stuff in the sheets with her. And he even proposed and put an engagement ring on her finger. The gaslight was real. So you got to give Dollar Bill credit. He was committed to the con. It went on for weeks and weeks, a couple of months, if I recall correctly. Meanwhile, Will could not even last an hour before he totally blew it. So he is definitely no Dollar Bill. And of course, Will was actually trying to make up for what his dad Bill did when he got Luna that part in. But in the end, Will actually made things worse because, he got her all worked up and even angrier, and she blamed Steffy for Will coming over there to run that con and pull all that crap at the apartment. And the wire he wore was gigantic. It was absolute nonsense. So Luna's going on the run as Sheila is talking to Deacon about Spencer betrayal, but it looks like Luna and Sheila are going to have a discussion because she's going to tell her grandma there's one more thing she's got to do before she leaves town. And at first, I think Sheila thinks, okay, this is good, she's leaving, and then things take a terrible turn. Over at Forrester Creations, Ridge tells Brooke the truth that drops her jaw. She already heard it from Nick Marone, but now she's going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Ridge says he and Taylor are engaged. And of course, Brooke heard from Nick that Taylor proposed to Ridge. She wasn't waiting around for a proposal, which Brooke thought, made it even sketchier. But Nick said, Ridge said yes. Taylor did a BYOR. She brought her own ring and Ridge put it on her finger. This is going to push Brooke right at Nick Marone. And of course, he's loving this whole Taylor and Ridge thing because it gives him a chance to get back into Brooke's heart. Meanwhile, Will is going to get away from Luna. He's going to creep out of her apartment. She was holding him at gunpoint and ranting and raving, but somehow he gets away. I don't know if he gets the drop on her. He's like twice her size and, all muscly. So who knows? After he goes, Luna slips into her villain outfit, that green and black leather ensemble that she wore when she had Steffy in the cage and was going to crush her with a wrecking ball. So I think this is Luna's I'm going to kill my wicked stepmother Steffy outfit, but we'll see. On Tuesday, July 1st, season 38, episode 198 of Bold and the Beautiful, we've got everybody searching for Luna. The police are out in force. Deputy Chief Baker has let the LAPD know to go get her. And she's hiding right under their nose because Luna heads out to Malibu and she goes to Hayes Art School. She's going to talk to her half brother. And I do wonder if at this point Luna's going to tell Hayes that she's his big sister. So we'll see. So Steffy is also worried on Tuesday that the whole Luna drama is going to affect Ridge and Taylor's engagement. Obviously, Ridge and Taylor are going to be terrified for Steffy once things take a turn and Luna starts taking aim at her again and much more aggressively. She's got the gun. She's on the run, all that good stuff. I think this might actually bring Ridge and Taylor closer together because, Steffy's twin sister Phoebe is dead and they still share that grief. So I think they're going to be united in their fear that they might lose their one remaining daughter. Wednesday, July 2nd, episode 199 of season 38. So we've got Steffy and Taylor shocked by something that Hayes has brought home from school. Is it another origami? Is he telling them that he met his new sister and she was teaching them how to make folded paper animals up at the school? It may also be a note to Steffy about Hayes to set up what happens later in the week. Thursday, July 3rd, episode 200 of season 38. So Sheila is absolutely frantic at this point. She realizes that Luna is not planning to just run an errand and then leave town. That's not the one last thing that Luna tells Sheila she has to do. She wants to do something much more diabolical, and Sheila figures out that Luna is going to take down Steffy, possibly kill her, because Luna blames Steffy for her not having her dad Finn in her life. So at this point, Sheila has finally and completely realized Luna is beyond redemption. So Sheila's telling Deacon that she never thought that she would say this, but yeah, some people deserve life behind bars, which is clearly a 180-degree shift for Granny Sheila. You know, she was destined for life behind bars, and then Deacon had that judge friend, and they threw out the whole hinky thing that Bill and Ridge did, which was clearly entrapment, and she got a fresh start. She's made the most of it. She hasn't done any more crimes or killing. But Luna is in no way cured or redeemed or even on a path to redemption. So Sheila wants Luna back in prison to protect Steffy, to protect Hayes, to protect Finn from his crazy daughter. And Sheila is going to be a key part of this storyline's resolution. Over at the school, Luna forces the art teacher to lure Steffy over to Hayes' little art school. And Steffy is going to show up and is horrified to see Hayes' sweet little art teacher is all tied up, bound, and gagged. Steffy knows what a dangerous lunatic her stepdaughter is. So obviously she's worried Luna is going to kill them both. Grace talks about Liam's cancer case with Finn, and then she delivers bad news to Liam. Grace tells him that his time is indeed running out. And if you remember, it's been, six weeks ago, I guess, where Grace told Liam about some treatment options that could buy him some more time. And then B&B just abruptly dropped the storyline and they never went back around it. And we've seen him getting worse. And so now he finds out, you didn't get treatment. Everything's bad. Unless somehow he was getting treatment and Bold didn't bother to let the fans know. On Friday, July 4th, right now they are scheduled to air a new episode. It's supposed to be season 38, episode 201 of B&B, but since it is Independence Day, there's a chance that they will do an unscheduled preemption. If it is a rerun, be sure and delete it off your DVR. Otherwise, your Monday, July 7th episode may not tape. So if it does air on Friday, we're going to see Sheila convincing Taylor to give her some critical information. Sheila heads over to the Malibu house in a panic, and she tells Taylor about Luna's threat that she had one more thing to do before she left town, and she needs to know from Taylor where is Steffy so that she can try and find Luna. And she's worried about Hayes as well. I'm sure Taylor's going to say the kid's at home, so that just means Steffy is at risk. Sheila is going to run over to Hayes' school and try to shut things down. Now, before we get to the big conclusion of that, we've got Ridge reassuring Liam and Hope that he's got the police looking for Luna. He has them out in force. Liam also talks to Hope, shows her the bottle of pills, and says he wants as much time as he can get. So maybe Liam's going to take Grace up on his cancer treatments. Now, we have a spoiler photo that I can't show you for copyright reasons, but Sheila burst in the door of Hayes Art School. She's looking very alarmed, so obviously she's going to see Steffy. She's going to see Luna with the gun. Now, presumably this happens on Friday, but because of the preemption this past week for news coverage, this scene may actually push into Monday, July 7th, and it will definitely push into next week if they do an unscheduled preemption on Independence Day, Friday, July 4th. But it looks like it is going to be Sheila that is going to be the one to save Steffy. Maybe after that, she'll be allowed to visit her grandkid, huh?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.